Hello, human peoples. You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. To support us and gain access to great exclusive podcasts like Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and our latest show, Spiel Boys, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We do game streaming, movie nights with our patrons every Friday night, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want. Literally anything, within reason, and we have to do it. You are quite frankly out of excuses not to go visit patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds. Stacking boxes. Stacking boxes like we have the strength of 10 Toxies.
Exactly. Oh, hi. Hi, all.
Hello.
My name is David Bell.
My name is Tom Ryman.
And we just watched The Toxic Avenger
Unrated.
2023. Unrated in the title.
In the title.
They wanted us to know.
I wasn't even involved. But sometimes you gotta do something.
From 2023. I don't know why. It's the director of I Don't Feel as Home in This at Home in This World Anymore, which I like vaguely remember as being like a thing on Netflix.
Yeah, it's a movie with Elijah Wood and Melanie Linsky.
Oh, okay. That sounds nice.
Mm-hmm.
This one is Peter Dinklage, Kevin Bacon, the guy we just mentioned. Elijah Wood.
The kid from Good Boys.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh yeah, Elijah Wood.
Were you a big fan of the Troma one?
No.
Okay. It's not my favorite Troma film by far. The original Toxic Avenger, I enjoyed. I had that one. I think I had 3, the one where he goes to Japan.
Where he fights the devil?
Is that the one? Yeah, I think that's the one. I was always a fan of like Tromeo and Juliet was probably my favorite. My favorite one from that.
I don't really like Troma movies that much.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
They're too sleazy for me usually.
Right, Troma I found at just the right time, like as a teenager, and it was like, oh my god, check these out. They're sort of in the so bad it's good, but like there was always like the gore was really well done, and there was always like something to them where it felt like there was a little, like Tromeo and Juliet. Little did I know that it was written by James Gunn, so it's like there's something to it. It's a little punk rock too, like having Lemmy in there. He's the narrator of Tromeo and Juliet.
Yeah, why not?
And then of course, and then of course they had Trey Parker and Matt Stone. They had surprisingly good DVDs. Troma did.
They did. They were really robust with special features and stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know. I had a soft spot for it, but like Toxic Avenger was always like the Mickey Mouse of Troma, right? Where it's like,
yeah,
he's fine, but I don't know. How'd you like this movie?
I really liked this one.
Yeah, me too. It's sort of it felt like the proper reboot of a Troma film, meaning that like, okay, we're doing basically like we're taking Troma and we're bringing it into this modern age. Like a weird comparison is like the Friday the 13th game, where it's like when they made the Friday the 13th films, they could never fathom the idea of a video game like that made.
That, right.
Yeah.
That would be the furthest from their minds.
Yeah, and so it's like, this is like this, I felt like the spirit of Troma films as much as you can for like a big budget remake of The Toxic Avenger, if that makes sense.
Yeah, as big budget as this is,
Yeah. It's big budget for a Troma film.
For
like
sure.
This is like,
how much do you figure?
It couldn't have been much. I sort of assumed that Peter Dinklage and Kevin Bacon and fucking Elijah Wood. I'm guessing it started with Elijah Wood because he's a little freak.
Yeah, he's a little creepy little freak.
And I assume once people were coming on, it was like a celebration of like I assume these are people who are like, oh, I love Troma. Yeah, like I'll be in a Troma film. That's great.
Yeah, or just the idea of something that's so like punk rock and counterculture.
Yeah.
Like this
is
movie's
like,
a lot of fun and it's like really funny in some parts, but like a Troma film, there's also still some parts that are just like so fucking weird.
Yes. God, yeah. It's as standard as like a cult, like the Toxic Avenger is like the cult classic, right?
Yeah.
Like where it's like this is your standard cult classic film. It's like it's made to be that. So of all the cult classics to be remade, it makes sense there would be that, and it makes sense that there would be big names who are like, yeah, of course. I'm so curious why this took so long to come out.
It must have been the distribution.
Yeah, which is
funny because the movie itself is not really that graphic.
It is not. They're really leaning into unrated.
Yeah.
Like, again, it's in the title, meaning like when the title comes on screen,
it says the Toxic
unrated.
Avenger unrated. Yeah.
Which is very funny, but
oh man, yeah.
There's like a couple dick shots.
But like they're.
Yeah.
So you can have dicks in R-rated movies. There's dicks all over Game of Thrones.
That's true. There's some butthole tearage.
There's some butthole rippage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that butthole rip. Give me your lunch.
Yes.
Eat
that was
your beard. He rips the guy's beard off and shoves it in his mouth.
Man, this was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Right. It's not quite like the original, I would say. Because the original is like...
This one kind of knows that it needs to not be as sleazy or mean.
Yes.
Like there's a couple of references to the infamous part of the original, which is the kid getting his head crushed.
Oh, yeah.
So they have a hot rodding dude get his head cut off and then gets crushed by a car. And then there's the kid in Miss Meats that's wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
You're like, why are you wearing a helmet? My mom made me wear it.
I bet that is great.
Yeah.
I would say
and he gets rescued. Like he runs across the street and hugs his mom and everyone in the town cheers.
Yes. That was great.
Anyway, yeah.
No, I would say Troma, it's always, like you said, been meaner, but it's so tongue-in-cheek that it's sort of like, what do you expect? Like, right. Where it's like...
Yeah, after a certain age, like I was a little too young for the Toxic Avenger when I saw it the first time. I was probably 7.
Right.
So that part genuinely shocked me. Like that still like kind of sticks with me in a negative way.
Right. That makes sense because to me it's like Gwar, where it's like
if I'd seen it as a teenager, it's like it's so over the top and there's such like psychopathic Stephen King bullies.
Yeah.
And it's just like it would have hit different. It would have hit me. The satire I would have understood the satirical element of it more.
It's sort of like, to me, in Idle Hands, where he swings the cat around, and it's so clearly a dummy cat.
And throws it
where it's like, I don't like animal cruelty, but that's Muppet cruelty. Where I'm like,
well, it's a gag too.
Exactly. Where it's like, no one thinks that's a cat.
Yeah,
and it's I guess if you,
it's not a gag in the Toxic Avenger.
Right.
Like the kid is struggling to crawl to the curb when they run him over.
Yeah, I guess it still was to me because it's, again, such Gwar gore. And
it is very Gwar, yeah. But
it's so over the top.
It's very...
And so, like...
It's very the Peach Cobbler disguise from Master Disguise.
Yes.
It's Mortal Kombat fatality.
Oh, yeah, that fucking Peach Cobbler.
Mm-hmm. Ugh.
But like, and you mentioned punk rock because one of the interesting things that I thought kind of ported over in a louder way, I think, is like Troma was always like I won't call it like left wing or left leaning, but it's punk rock like you said, where it's like fuck the man.
Yes,
and like the understanding is the man is the corporations. The man is
oppressors.
Often conservative. Yeah,
is and what so it is. Yeah,
this felt like weirdly left-leaning, but I don't think it meant to be because it's just like, yeah, fuck these
it's just
tech
what
companies.
It is. Yeah, it's like if you're gonna be a tongue-in-cheek satire that's like, truth to power, or like you said, like it's counterculture, so that means it's against the man, it's against the oppressors, like what's oppressive, and so it ends up being like a lot of dunking on MAGA chuds and manosphere chuds,
right? Without really saying it by name. That's why
it's the ideology.
Right. It's and then the insurance company shit I loved when he's on the phone crying and he's like, I don't know what this means. And they're like the platinum tier.
And he's like, I don't know what tears are as he's crying.
As he's crying. It's like, oh shit, it's art.
I was reading the IMDb. That was Jane Levy was the insurance lady.
Oh, that's great.
From the Don't Breathe and the Evil Dead remake.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it was like, so like, I feel like I haven't watched Toxic Avenger in a minute, but like that era of bad movies, it's always the thing where like they are trying to be funny, but the jokes are like dad jokes. You know what I mean? Like no one ever cracks a joke in a B movie.
They're like grotesque
on
dad
purpose.
jokes.
Yeah. And so it's never like funny in the way that it's like I told a joke and we're like, oh, joke received. That was very funny. It's not ha-ha funny, usually those eras of movies. It's like show your friends it.
It's the Troma movies for me anyway. That was kind of part of my issue with them is I never really thought they were funny enough to justify how sleazy they are. I did enjoy, so, it's fun to watch them, some of them, because you do enjoy watching the sleaze with your friends, and it's a Troma movie, it's fun. But like, I like this version of it more, as sacrilegious as that may sound. Like I like this tone.
I don't think that's
better than a
sacrilegious.
Troma tone than the classic Troma tone.
Right, because what I was thinking is that like Troma has always been, again, funny, but it's not like these are expert comedians, and this is like, no, we knew we had to make this a comedy more than anything else, so they leaned into that in a direction that I liked, where I'm like,
me too, yeah, which
gore
is
and comedy,
yeah. Which is funny is Lloyd Kaufman is in this movie, and I think Lloyd Kaufman himself is a funny guy.
Yes,
and he seems like a sweet guy, like he's. Cares about keeping people safe on film sets and things like that.
He's pretty, like, his Twitter is pretty left-leaning. He's very, like, pro-trans rights and, like, very vocal about that stuff.
That's very clear. That's been very clear in Troma movies that he's pro-trans.
Yes, and then I met him once. We shared we were booth neighbors. Yeah. And he was nice then. He complained about his scene getting cut from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Which is it's just a very funny thing for him to, because he's just like, yeah, I gave that kid his fucking career and he's cut me out.
He showed up in something else though, didn't he? Didn't James Gunn put him in one of them things?
Yeah, he's like in all of them. I'm sure he's in fucking Superman.
He's probably in Superman
somewhere. Yeah. But yeah, it's all to say that when you watch a B movie like Prom Night 2 or whatever, it is that two elements. It's are you laughing and is there gore? And normally you're laughing at the movie, and they identified of like do you remember when like we were first talking about this movie when it first got announced? Mm-hmm. I was nervous because I was like, you can't recreate a B movie. You can't make a movie.
You have to do it in earnest.
Yes, and what they did instead is what said, okay, let's just make a comedy. And that I thought was a very smart move, where they're like, we're not trying, like obviously this has B-movie blood and guts and stuff, but it wasn't trying to be like unintentionally funny, because you can't be unintentionally funny.
But it was in some spots. Like that, that's, please finish your thought, but I was going to add on to it.
Oh, okay. That's cool that it was. But they clearly were like, we'll just be a comedy. Let's boil it down to those two elements, gore and comedy.
Yeah.
Now, so let's intentionally make them laugh and like throw a bunch of gore in there. So that's as good as it can get.
Yeah, and then particularly where Toxic Avenger got, because we're talking about a lot about the original Toxic Avenger, but as the series progressed, like it became more Looney Tunes and less mean, and until it eventually became a cartoon show.
which is the funniest thing.
It's so fucking funny. Dave, they're releasing a remaster of the arcade game soon.
That's awesome.
We can play it together. The Toxic Crusaders.
They're
great. Gross, but they still get girls.
Yep.
But yeah, so what I was going to say is I think this movie successfully is a B movie because it does some of the weird things in earnest. Like I mentioned earlier, like it still has like some of the stuff that's weird as fuck, like a Troma movie, where it's just strange and you're not entirely sure if you're supposed to be laughing at it or if it's just like the writer's a weirdo.
Right.
Like when he puts on the tutu, like that scene.
Oh yeah, I think that's because he wears the tutu in the original.
I
right?
know why he puts it on, but
yeah.
I mean, I understand the homage, but like within the scene, it's fucking nuts. What's he doing? What is he doing?
He's trying to cheer up the kid from Room.
Right, he's trying to cheer up the kid from Room, the baseball boy from Dr. Sleep.
That's wild, by the way, that this kid also is kind of like this actor is like, you're also kind of like on the level of Dinklage and Kevin Bacon.
He's a
where
real
it's like,
actor.
what are you doing in this?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's when you see like it's like Peter Dinklage, damn, Kevin Bacon, damn, you see Jacob Tremblay, you're like, oh, he's a real actor too. Like he's in real movies.
But he's also a young kid, and so I feel like there are like Toxic Avenger, and he's like, I don't know what that is. And they're like, okay, give me like 90 minutes, I'll put this on.
Yeah.
Playing it, and him like, oh, that was, all right, yeah.
I mean, he's the right age. He's the right age to be like, this is cool as shit.
Exactly.
And he's he's all like Mark from Home Improvement outed. Like he's all goth, like the youngest Home Improvement kid.
Yeah, I forgot that they got
very much looks like the youngest Home Improvement kid in this movie.
Yeah.
And his interpretive dance at the end, which starts out like a TikTok dance, but then it becomes like a Gallagher routine of him smashing stuff.
That was great.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
So I think it has enough of like, and not all the jokes land. Like some of the jokes are duds. So it's like I like that there's still that authentic B movie earnestness. Like it never stops and points at itself. Like it's never like, can you believe we're doing this? Like it never does that.
No, it actually tries to tell a meaningful character story between Peter Dinklage and his son.
And he gets to fucking act.
Yes.
He gets to be Peter Dinklage.
The crying on the phone scene was like, Jesus Christ. The scene where he finds out.
Where he's dropping his son. The scene where he's dropping his son off and he can't tell him he's dying. Like,
yes,
there's some scenes in this movie where you're like, fuck, it's Peter Dinklage.
Right, which was the right fucking idea because again, you can't pretend to make a cheesy movie, so it's like let's just make a movie.
Just make a movie steeped in cheesiness, and hopefully we'll get some authentic cheese.
Right. They did some story efficiency. Like I believe he becomes the Toxic Avenger by chance in the original. Like it's like random assholes. And he falls out a window, and it's like there's a truck.
Bullies, it's the psychopathic Stephen King bullies trick him into kissing a pig, and he falls out of the window into a toxic waste truck. Unrelated. Toxic waste.
Yeah.
I think it was unrelated.
I think it was too. And
I think the bullies maybe wind up being henchmen for the bad guys. Like, aren't they like the Crow villains? Because we basically have that in this movie with the rap rock band.
Yes. The fucking beautiful rap rock band.
Fucking incredible.
The guy who keeps doing flips everywhere.
Parkour Zodiac, Dave?
Yeah.
Parkour Zodiac?
Oh, it's so good.
He is fully dressed like the Zodiac, like the scene where he, the hood and the robe with the symbol, and he's doing parkour flips, like Darth Maul flips.
Yes. Unnecessary parkour, the best kind of parkour.
Zodiac. And he asks Elijah Wood if they can parkour there, and he says no. He gets mad at him for the parkour. We haven't even mentioned the fact that Elijah Wood looks like Tim Burton's Penguin.
Yeah. He's the brother of Kevin Bacon. The idea is Kevin Bacon he's tech billionaire. He's using blood,
he's
gorilla
that
blood.
One guy specifically that's taking his son's blood.
Yes.
I forget his name, but you guys know the guy. Like they've made him.
He's also Jeff Bezos too.
Yeah, but he looks like the guy that I'm talking about.
Yes.
Like he always
absolutely.
does the poses with his shirt off, and like they've made his hair looks like that guy.
They do the thing where he's sickly healthy, which is that he thinks he's healthy, but he looks not healthy. Like that guy, where he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm the future," and you're "Are you okay?"
Can you believe I'm 48 years old? Yeah.
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 I actually thought you were older.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's that, and Kevin Bacon's killing it as that.
Oh, he's so good, man. I love Kevin Bacon.
I love there's little bits that are like, I'm surprised I found them funny because I was surprised by them because like they only do this twice. I think is him whipping a cup at a TV,
and it's very funny.
It's very funny because the first time it's like standard villain, and then they have a guy come in and like clean it immediately, and that's more the joke, yeah. And then he just does it again, and it's like he has less of a reason to, I believe, in that scene, and like that got me. And then I don't think they do it again or
what happens is it's still you get that. I don't know. I felt like it was an appropriate cup throwing moment, but he does it again, and it cuts to the butler, and the butler sighs.
And I don't know. It worked. It's the timing. Like
there's some broken TV too in the first scene, and he's cleaning it off.
There's some light slapstick / meta, and it's not pointing at the film. But for example, I loved the doctor explaining what's wrong with him
with the
very stupid
construction noises going over it.
Yeah, very stupid joke, but like they keep doing jackhammer sounds every time he explains to him what's wrong with him. And it's good because like also the fucking idea that the doctor, I've experienced shit like this, I'm sure we all have, where the doctor sits him down and keeps just doing small talk while he's waiting for this very important fucking news.
Yeah, the doctor has called him in there.
Yeah.
And is hitting him with all this small talk. But yeah, I love the jackhammer going over the specifics of every time they get into the specifics of his illness, just so, because it doesn't matter.
Right.
And the guys yelling at each other.
Yeah, the guys, they have really good, like...
The background shouting dudes, yeah.
Yeah, even, like, this is another one where I'm like, I've seen this not work in many movies, when the kid goes on stage, and then there's just someone who goes, "You suck!" And it's just, they got the right guy to make just "you suck" funny.
And you have to have the right sound mix to it, because it has to be at the right edge of hearing, like the correct edge of hearing.
It reminds me of Weapons, where they give Josh Brolin a "what the fuck," and on the page you're like, you could write something better there. No. And then when you hear him say it, you're like, that's better than anything you could have written. Yeah.
Like when the guys hop off the truck, "We got a fucking mob."
Yeah.
And then like with the cops like, order. It's like, order, come on guys. And then it's just like, he finally just walks into the screen. He's like, "All right, fuck it. It's a mob." Pow, pow, pow.
The cop when the heist, or not the heist, the terrorist, when he's like, "Put your hands in the air,"
and he just won't stop shooting, and he looks like a panicked idiot. It was so good.
Perfect use of cops. It was like that's the scene, by the way. So this again, 2023. They made this. They couldn't have possibly known terrorists take over a fucking a fast food restaurant because they're mad that they changed the name of the restaurant.
Changed the mascot, and they changed it from a Mr. to a Miss.
Yep, and then they tried to trigger the people by doing the OK Powers.
Yeah. And their demands are all this stupid-ass manosphere shit.
Yeah. And that's the shit where it's like, Troma, man, they didn't surf Nazis must die. Not die. It's like they've always, again, it's classic. It's not, I would argue it's not political. It's like, we all hate Nazis, right?
Right?
Like,
don't we? Except maybe Lemmy. I don't know why we kept having him in these movies.
He just kept showing up.
He just kept showing up.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just collect some stuff. It's weird, Lemmy. It's weird. I collect stuff too. None of mine has Nazi stuff on it.
Yeah.
None of it.
It's weird.
Not even my Indiana Jones stuff.
Right. Even if you're like, I just like the aesthetic, it's like, well, that's too bad, isn't it?
That's weird. That's weird, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't do it.
It's you and Mark Furman, the only two people I'm aware of that publicly collect Nazi paraphernalia.
Mark Furman.
Elite company. Anyway,
Yeah.
back to the film.
No, but that's
You're
like,
right. It is just like, well, it's weird. It's bullies and bozos and the oppressors.
Right.
Again, oppressors.
right. And they correctly weren't like, actually, it's the wokes. You know, it was like,
Right.
no. Like, and so like it feels refreshing in that sense.
Well, and I
where
like-
again, this movie is like, technically, I would argue it's not political. It's just punching up, and it's just like, yeah, fuck these guys, you know.
I also, they're not, like you said, it's not just like saying the thing, like you said, like it's not just being like, oh, it's not just like a pickup truck full of guys with red hats. Like it's specific. It's like the ideology itself, like the rhetoric itself, rather than like buzzwords or anything like that.
Yeah, it's somewhat timeless, I would say,
Right, because
in what it's talking about.
Yeah, and that also that helps the it makes it less political, I feel, because it's just like, well, no, this is very obviously a stupid, oppressive, violent ideology, and we're just cranking it up to a satirical degree so you can see how stupid it is.
Yeah, exactly. And it all kind of fits in this world.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, it's sort of what they definitely were trying to say stuff. Because, they donated, I guess,
It's
as
always
a promotion.
pro-environment.
Oh, yeah. They donated money towards medical debt for this movie, apparently.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, like apparently, like every million it makes or something, they're donating this much. They already donated money from their advertising budget, and so like it's clear that they're like standing back and they're like, this is like kind of a State of the Union where they're like, okay, well, this what's evil right now, and we're just showing it in this more grotesque way, right? It's just like
satire.
These tech companies just treating their workers like shit while their health insurance is shit. And like the world is just sort of falling apart, and there's just like weird Nazis on the street, and so it's like the world
meanwhile,
is
they're
scummy.
obsessed with living forever, and
Yeah,
world
and
is
the
scummy.
world. Yeah, the ending of this is just like a landfill. It's just them in a trash field fighting. It's just like the world itself is seen as very scummy.
Yeah, and that's kind of.
It's Troma.
That's Troma. It's because it's less like, man, I hit on this yesterday when I was talking about the movie with my brother, and I should have written this down. But it was like it's like a somewhat like a Zucker movie, but it's more about the world at large being this like dark, weird place, as opposed to like everybody in it's a clown. Even though they're both like very silly movies. Like all the humor in this movie is silly.
Well, there's normal people trapped in this world, and it's using the Troma world, because Troma was always, this is how Troma looked. So it was like, let's just take the Troma world and apply it to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like,
finish it.
It's just like the toxic waste and the scumminess, and it just took it and it said like, well, let's use all those things to sort of paint satirize like our current state of our current world, right? Where it's like, and so like, and then I thought there was just like a bunch of people just kind of in this world who are stuck, like his neighbor and like these people who are just like kind of, they seem, or the people in the fast food place and stuff like that. Like obviously it's a world where someone can tear off someone's arm and people won't bat too much of an eye, but I guess that's our world too.
Well, yeah, they still bet a bit of it, but yeah, I see what you're saying. There are more real people in this world. In classic Troma movies, I don't think there's any real people.
Oh no, there isn't. That's what I'm saying. Is like, it's like, what if people were stuck in a Troma world?
Yeah,
and using the Troma aesthetic to say something about our world, because like I don't think Troma ever like went that far into it.
No.
And
it
so
was
it's
still
a neat
about being a
idea.
scummy movie, a scummy VHS movie.
Right. It's a neat idea to like kind of take, this is a weird comparison. It's only because I've just been rewatching it, but rewatching like Mike Flanagan, his Netflix series, where he's taking like horror tropes and using them to say more than they normally say.
Yeah.
It's that, where it's like we're taking these things that are familiar, this trauma aesthetic, and using it to sort of like comment on the world as it currently is. And about the ugliness of what's going on by just making the world way more ugly. And like you said, there's an environmental factor in this as well. I loved that fucking the woods nut.
That guy was awesome.
Yeah, where he's like, I was a doctor, and then
Yeah. Who told you I was a doctor? You did.
he's just a maniac, random woods maniac.
He's just out of his mind. He cooks the bird's eggs at the end.
That was cute.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I loved that
There's
guy.
sort of he's like the training montage, which is funny to me because like this does bare minimum. Like it knows what it is. It doesn't need us to like. I will say he became the Toxic Avenger weirdly late in the movie. It's like the halfway point.
They give him
feels
not
like.
quite the halfway, but it's definitely like the end of Act 1.
Yeah,
Like it's a solid 20 minutes.
but they give him enough time that we kind of understand and like him too.
They build up his character, like you were saying. They do like an actual character work with this guy, and it makes the movie better.
Yes.
You get some Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, you get the vibe that him and this lady were like cool, like like she was a rock star. She's like in a
they were.
band
You can
and,
kind of
like-
tell they were both in bands.
Yeah, and they were both quote unquote cool people, and now he's sort of like, all right, like this life
He's
just
like
kind of fell
an
into this
aging
situation.
punk, yeah.
Yeah, and like everything just sort of sucks, and he has this kid who hates him and doesn't think he's cool, and you can tell like that's how I interpreted the tutu. By the way, is like, oh, this is a thing because they show the picture of him with them, and he's wearing it. Is like, oh, this kid loved him when he was a child. I got the vibe of like, oh, I was really good when you were a toddler, and now that you're a teenager, it's not like I can't just like make faces, and I have to like connect on a different vibe with you that I haven't figured out yet.
Also the mom has died.
Yes, and it's not his kid. It's
Right,
not
he's
even
the
step kid. They
stepdad.
weren't even married. Yeah. So.
Oh right, yeah, we find that out later that they weren't even married.
Yeah, it's a fun. I don't know. Fun's the wrong word, but it's just like interesting to see all that dynamic put in this. It's enough. It's bare. No, I was gonna say it's bare minimum, but it's not even because
No,
like
it's a
there's
little bit more
more
bare minimum.
dynamic to it.
Yeah.
Also, did you notice that the editing was good and this is a well-made movie?
Yeah, I was about to say it's not made like a Troma movie. It's not shot
No.
like a Troma movie. Like it's filmed good and like edited well.
And that was a good idea because
Yeah.
again, it's like we're not going to be Troma. We're just not. So we might as well. Like what are things we could do? It's like, well, what if we made it surprisingly well?
Yeah, what if we made it watchable?
Yeah, and that is weird. That's a weird thing to do to a Troma film, but it's like, I think more B movies should get reboots.
Yeah, for sure.
I would say Toxic Avenger isn't the type. I think more like Chopping Mall movies that are like you're like, oh, that's fun, and then you watch it and you go like, it's not
It wasn't
actually that
fun.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chopping Mall kind of sucks.
Yeah, like I think B movies that are actually not entertaining should get more remakes. Where it's like, Chopping Mall's a bad example because it's not even a good idea. But like something where
robot
it's like
security guards in a shopping mall killing teens, that's pretty okay.
weirdly ahead of its time of what those robots would look like because they're just these like big butt plugs, right? That don't really do
Just
anything.
real
and it's
boxy
like,
robots. Yeah, well, that's what they could build at the time. They're
Yeah.
like, just think what these robots will look like 40 years in the future.
It's smoother, slightly smoother.
A little less jagged.
Worse. Yeah, worse at being robots, surprisingly.
Yeah, more expensive, but worse.
Easier to tip over. Will mostly deliver things to you, sort of. Not even do that, really.
It's going to struggle to pull that off, actually.
Yeah. But
oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just I really liked the editing. That's all. Like the part where he's talking about the mom, they like keep cutting to stills of her. There's a lot of like quick cut stuff that was really unique in a scene where you're like you wouldn't normally see that, and so there's like a style to this where even in the scenes where people are just talking, it felt like it had a lot of energy and life, in it. That was like, it's the thing where it's like so many movies where it's like, okay, now it's two people talking, and it's like very few directors will make that interesting. A lot of them will just go like, all right, you know the deal. Here's a 2-shot, here's a reverse shot. And people talk about like Edgar Wright is someone who does that. And like I would say this is also that, where it's like we're kind of making every scene, even exposition scenes, it's like how can we make this interesting and fun for people? So there's not a single scene that is boring.
It never drags, yeah.
It never drags. What were you going to say?
I was going to say I love the transformation scene.
Yes. That was so
freaking cool. Like they're like, we don't have much of a budget, but this scene, the transformation scene needs to be a big scene. It needs to be memorable. It's the transformation scene, and they figured out a way to do it. And it was very retro and cool.
And Spider-Man. It was very Sam Raimi
Spider-Man. That's true, yeah. I mean, and Sam Raimi himself was inspired by the same things that this thing is inspired by, like retro 60s kind of atomic stuff.
It's a funny thing because it's like, yeah, the Toxic Avenger is technically a superhero movie. Yeah. And so
it's a superhero
movie the way like
Darkman
is. Yeah. And so it needs the origin moment, and it's like nice and quick. Doesn't need, like, this is one where it's like you can do the origin story really easily because all you need to do is have a person fall in a vat of toxic waste and you're all set. They get out and you're like, got it. I don't need it explained. It felt a little rushed in, like, again, because it's funny because it is still having to hit those beats. So, but I thought, again, it's the fact that it's all kind of comedic. So like the guy in the woods is like they knew they needed a point where he couldn't just get out of the toxic waste and go, I'm going to be a hero now. You need actually for them to want to become one. So he went in the woods and the guy has to give him a pep talk. And then he's like, okay, I'm a hero now. And it was just funny to watch those scenes play out, or like scenes where people have to like suddenly be like, he's a hero actually. And like, it's very silly of like, you know, him just like going on a stage and just saying the bad guys are bad. And they're all like, all right.
They're poisoners or whatever he says. Yeah.
If that wasn't in a comedy,
he kills
that is
a very popular rap rock band.
Yeah, he does.
They're like, wait, what the fuck, Toxie? Why'd you kill them? And he's like, they're bad.
When he rips that guy the top of his head off and he's still alive for some reason,
his brain explodes.
As he's dying, he says something like, that was my favorite organ, or that was my best organ.
Something like that, yeah. And he's just like, he's still alive for like the rest of the scene.
He is.
He's sitting there like holding his nose because his nose is bleeding.
Yeah. So stupid.
It's pretty great.
The baby. The fucking guy who's actually a baby.
Oh my gosh. The giant rooster. There's a huge dude in a rooster mask, and they pull his mask off, and it's a tiny baby's head. That is a pure fucking trauma.
Yes, because it was just like, wait, why? Okay, we're moving on. All right. Yeah, it's just because it's fucking weird.
When he speaks and the lady dry heaves.
Yes. Yeah. And then they even do a plant and payoff where he realizes his piss melts stuff, and then he's all caged up.
I am not a pervert. Now turn around. I have to get my dick out. Oh, no, wait. No, he says, turn around. I have to piss in my face.
Piss in my face. And then he has to piss on her.
Mm-hmm.
That's
she
a solid
was good cut, though, too.
Yeah. I like at the end where they like nod and he does a fist bump and she just shakes her head.
And then he does the devil horns instead.
There was like my theater was popping off. Like it was laugh out loud.
It took a minute. It took a minute. Like my brother and I were laughing out loud pretty early, but I guess it took a bit for the rest of the theater to sort of pick up the vibe of the film, and then people started to really laugh.
Oh, interesting.
As it went
for
on,
me,
yeah.
it was like the moment the moment he starts and it did that montage, he was like, wait, fuck, fuck.
I think in my theater, I think it might have been when by the time it got to the newscasters with fucking Rick Feet.
Is that who that is?
Rick Feet was the old conservative dude.
Oh yeah. Who's at the end? She's like, just shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Rick.
And they have
another
the Troma
billionaire
background.
laid low with. Like,
Yeah.
it was very RoboCop.
Yes. I like the Troma. There was I wonder, because I haven't seen a lot of Troma films lately. I'm like, how many? Because it felt almost like Tromaverse, Troma Cinematic, because they have like a Nuke 'Em High sort of reference where the principal is like, we're gonna nuke 'em, and like I'm wondering how many I didn't catch, because I bet it was
Probably a lot. Yeah, I don't know Troma that well.
I didn't watch. I watched like a handful, but like. It always was a universe. That's the thing. It's a cinematic universe. Troma is.
They all take place in Tromaville, don't they?
I believe so. So it's like, yeah, I mean.
Which here is Saint Roma's village.
Yeah, which is silly. Yeah. Man. This was fun.
I liked the costume. I liked the way Toxie looked.
Yes, I like the costume. It's funny because you can sort of tell there's stuff that's like painted on, like,
How do you mean?
like his brain stuff isn't like 3D. It's like kind of painted on the prosthetic.
Oh,
if that makes sense.
Oh no, I didn't notice that. But yeah, I guess
it's fine. It's fine. Again, it looks good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
I like his cybernetic eye. That was a fun idea.
that was fun that he pops out to look around.
Yeah, he looks cool.
Yeah, I like werewolf Kevin Bacon.
Hell yeah.
Gets grinded in an engine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why would that work? I don't know. But
Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter. He's a fucking werewolf goat demon with
Yeah.
a battle axe. It's
They give a lot-
awesome.
Yeah.
He bites a
get the
dude's
axe?
scalp off.
Yeah. Elijah Wood has a sudden turn, which they give him enough. They give him enough that it's like, all right. Again, they're doing character work in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sort of figure he's not gonna kill the kid at least.
They make him sympathetic from the start, where he's like, yeah, he's kind of like a sniveling little guy, but like, he immediately with the kid, they do the thing. They do enough
thing.
work.
They have Peter Dinklage literally save a cat in the beginning, and then you hear somebody say, "That motherfucker saved a cat."
Yeah. That was so stupid.
It was great.
That's the most meta I think the movie gets.
There's a couple of things like that, but yeah.
You brought up Zucker, and there is a Zucker element. Again, like the jackhammer is a meta joke, right? It also works in the scene because it's like he keeps getting this doctor taking forever to tell him anything. And so, of course, like he can't even hear what he has, you know?
Yeah. And when they call it back later on, you hear the construction workers yelling at each other, like, "You fucked it up again!"
Yeah. Yeah,
now we gotta do it all over again.
It's weird because they are pointing to the joke, but they're doing it in the
adding
scene
to the joke.
Yeah, it feels very Zucker, like that sensibility of like it's a meta movie joke that's within in the scene.
Right.
That's not. I mean, Zucker will have people look at the camera every now and then, but like,
of course, yeah.
It had, yeah. I don't know. It was a very good. I think they just got the tone very well with the humor.
Yeah,
where they knew exactly what to do.
It was a good update of the Troma tone, I think. And as we mentioned earlier, we sort of forgot to elaborate, but it's not all that unrated. I think maybe it's struggled to find distribution for the past 2 years. Maybe has more to do with the fact that the notoriety of Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, there might have been an even more unrated version for all we know, where they had to dial it back.
It's true.
I don't know. It could honestly be like, for all we know, it was like a weird legal thing. Like, we don't know. I never looked up why it was delayed, but like, it doesn't seem like, I think everybody when it got delayed was like, like, so one of the actors maybe got cold feet, or like it must be so grotesque, or maybe it's really offensive in some way. And so like sitting down to it, like when the reviews came in, I saw it was at like an 80. I was like, okay, because critics are stuck up motherfuckers. Now. Yeah, but critics are such stuck up motherfuckers that I was like, okay, clearly it wasn't like grotesquely bad or
right.
Like,
I was expecting like almost like a Greasy Strangler. Well, not expecting, but I was like, that was on the table. That was on the table.
That was on the table. I was thinking of that too. And ultimately watching it, I'm like, I'm not sure why it was delayed. It might have nothing to do with the content of the film. It really might have been like,
yeah, maybe it was just a complete, back of the house issue.
I don't know, but it certainly wasn't like. I could see them getting a little nervous because in this day and age where it's like, yeah, I guess it's a remake. It's based off IP, but they probably looked at it and went like maybe it was sort of about like how wide or limited of a release can we get out of this? Like trying to get more people on board with it.
Right, like how much. Yeah, I tell you what though, like before the movie was over, I was sitting there thinking of, boy, I hope they make more of these.
Yes, me too.
I wanted to make more. I wanted to, because there were so many references. Like Kevin Bacon himself felt like sort of an oblique reference to the devil in part 3 because he looked a little bit like him.
Yeah.
Sort of. He looks way more like Krampus in this movie. But I was like, oh man, were they going to bring in like the werewolf garbage man from the cartoon show? Like, make more of these.
Yeah.
Make more Toxies. Have him rip 2 people's arms off.
Yeah. Oh my God. I hope this does well.
Me too.
This felt like this weekend felt weirdly healing, where I was like, we got a Darren Aronofsky movie, this movie, or the Roses remake, which I know sounds silly, but I'm like, that's a really remake of like a comedy, a romantic comedy that's like
Roses?
Or sorry,
that's a black comedy.
Yeah, but it's not something that it's like, this is like a superhero film, is my point. Where it's like the big blockbuster this weekend is The Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, and the Darren Aronofsky like crime comedy. What a fine weekend.
Right. Like it's rare. It's not.
We could have covered any of those movies.
Right. It doesn't. It's no. I would. So it's rare, but it happens on occasion that we have a weekend where I'm like, there's 2 movies that I want to see, but it's damn near impossible to have 3 movies like that. And honestly, I think we're going to do Caught Stealing next week. I think we should probably. It's either that or The Conjuring Last Rites.
Ugh.
And it's
I saw a trailer to that at the front of this movie, and boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, Dave.
I don't need that.
I don't have another Conjuring in me.
I'll watch that on streaming because I'll.
Yeah, we'll watch it. We'll watch it on movie night, guaranteed. You heard it here, folks. I guarantee we will watch the 4th Conjuring movie on movie night.
Yeah. Yeah.
As soon as it comes to HBO, which will be in 8 weeks.
Yeah, I'm excited. Look forward to it.
Count it down, man.
This will probably
just in time for Halloween.
Yeah, I'm genuinely surprised this wasn't straight to streaming.
I am
genuinely
very
surprised.
glad that it wasn't, and I'm very glad it was actually playing near me, which is weird where I live right now.
I don't say this about any movie. I want a documentary about this making of this movie that has nothing to do with the production. I want a documentary on the pre-production of this movie and like getting the financiers, and I want to know how they were like, we have Peter Dinklage, because I think that's what did it. I think they're like, listen, we have Kevin Bacon, Peter Dinklage, and Elijah Wood. Give us a theatrical release. And maybe that was what the last 2 years have been, where they're like, we want to do this on streaming, and they're like, no, we have the star power, man.
Yeah, we have Peter Dinklage.
Right. I'm so curious of like, what the fuck happened? How did this come together? I guess I could probably read about it, and I will.
Yeah,
I'm sure
no,
there's interviews and shit.
I would love to see that documentary. I bet it, it usually starts with securing like an actor, and I bet that's how it started. They get Peter Dinklage on board, Petey Dinks, somehow.
To me, this is like the Blade Runner sequel, where you hear it announced and you're like, well, don't do that. And then you're like, you did it. You fucking did it. How did you do this? Yeah. You had the best possible result. Like a Toxic Avenger remake, this is as good as it gets.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. This was like I'm not sure if I expected something this good. Like this polished, this watchable, this fun. Like everything about it was, even the jokes that were duds, I was so delighted by because it kept that B-movie vibe going.
When
and
I
that's
sat
a sucker
down,
thing too, like so joke dense it falls flat. This is not the same joke density, but anyway.
No, when I sat down, I genuinely was like, I don't know what this is going to be. Mm-hmm. I was thinking of stuff like Psycho Gorman or, like you said, The Greasy Strangler, where I was like, okay, it's either going to be like kind of that ironic,
closer to Gorman.
Like that throwback ish. I like it's modern, but it's throwback. But I was not expecting it to be so close to Zucker. So like, oh, this is kind of a slapstick, but not even. I certainly wasn't going to expect a scene where he tearfully is on the fucking
insurance company.
Yeah, and it's both sad and funny.
And really
because
funny.
It's like cathartically funny, where it's like, we've all been him in this moment. They nailed that like frustration.
Representative.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Eek.
Yeah, I didn't expect this movie to mean as much as it meant.
It was good. It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
I really enjoyed this. I want them to make 5 more.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not? Have him do the Toxic Crusaders. Give him more villains to fight.
Yeah.
Make him Ninja Turtles movies, only they're accelerating violence and slapstick. Let's do it.
Get James Gunn to write one.
Fuck yes.
Get him, bring him back. Let's bring the Troma Cinematic Universe. Let's just shadow. Let's eclipse fucking Marvel. Let's in 10 years we're all just sick of the Troma-verse. We're like, okay, we get it.
Another Sergeant Kabuki man.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.'s back. We get it. Jesus. Sergeant Kabuki man. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready for it.
Kabuki man. Troma's World War III.
Yeah.
Actually, it was Troma's War. Anyway, I messed it up.
It's all right.
Let's bail, Dave. Let's bail.
All right. Bye, everybody. Bye. Oh, wait, hold on. plug some stuff.
Let's do our plugs.
Patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. $5 a month to get access to exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Star Trek Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, Himboos, our brand new Supernatural podcast. We watch movies every Friday night on our Discord. That's another tier. Check that out.
This will be one of them.
Yeah.
It's weird we haven't watched a Toxic Avenger. We also have a store. Head over to GameFullyUnemployed.com where you can find a link to our Teespring store. We have all kinds of cool original artwork by cool original artists like Michael Vincent Bramley, Starlene Hodge, Justin Brown, and others. So check that out. Rate and review our podcasts, please, wherever you listen. Check out our new show, Badical, Badical, wherever you listen to podcasts. And go see the Toxic Avenger unrated.
Who do you think is the most toxic Avenger? I think Iron Man was literally poisoned. Wasn't he? With his blood?
Yes, and he's also pretty toxic.
Okay, so I think that's it.
Technically Bucky, I guess, because he killed Tony's mom and dad. That's pretty toxic.
That's pretty toxic. Yeah, and he's got that old-timey sensibilities. Like, you don't want to ask him too many questions about what he thinks.
Oh, yeah, definitely stuff. Don't ask him don't ask him his thoughts on woke.
No.
You don't want to get Bucky started on woke.
Hey, listen, our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can find him on twitter.com as The Corlew or go to shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is produced by Michael Vincent Bramley. For more of his work, go to mvbramley.art. Our episode artwork is by Justin Brown, available on Twitter as Justin T. Brown or at artnessbyjustinbrown.com. And finally, additional artwork is by Starlene Hodge. You can find her work at starlenearts.com or on Twitter as StarleneX. Cool. Goodbye.